Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to another Training Tuesday. Today we're going to continue the summer busking tips with execute, regions, and soft palettes. So things we've talked about before. We have plenty of other videos on them. Just going to give you a quick overview of them and then talk to you about how you can use them. So we're here in our festival file. I've gone to a new page pretending I don't have anything written. And what we can do is we can start creating faders down here. And we can use soft palettes in them with regions in the execute screen to have a lot of flexibility within our show. The ways we get started with that is we're going to take our fixtures, whether it's all our fixtures or parts of our fixtures, and we're going to create some custom palettes. In this case, I already have a few here, but I'll make a new one just so we can see it. These custom palettes aren't going to be anything special in the palettes window. We just want to make sure they contain all of the information that you want the soft palette to control. So for example, if we're making a color soft palette, we want to make sure, of course, we have, in this case, cyan, yellow, magenta, RGB, color wheels, CTO, so on. A really fast way to do that is to use the auto-generated palettes to create your soft palette. So in this case, I'm just going to click white. That's going to make sure I have all my color mix, color wheel fixtures, and so on. And it's going to have most of, if not all of the color information. And I can always come in here, like you see, this didn't include color wheel. I can always touch that. And I can go down the line and make sure that each fixture has all of its right information. Once I have the fixtures in there, and I can do this per fixture or one palette for all fixtures. It's best to do all palette for one fixtures unless you're super OCD on organization, but you should just make one and then you can filter it within the regions. So we have all of our fixtures selected. We've done the white palette in this case, and we're just going to record a new color palette. Generally speaking, I would want to unlink that just for, again, clarity and organization. We'll call this new soft one, since I already have a soft one. And then I can copy that as many times as I need to. Now, there are reasons to copy that. You see in this show, I already have 4, so we're going to make 4 of these as well. We're going to copy that there. We'll grab these 2. And we'll copy them there. And then we're just going to do a little bit of quick renaming. So we'll do new soft 1, new soft 2, new soft 3, and last we'll do soft 4. So there's our 4 new soft palettes, just like our original ones in this demo show. And we can do the same thing for position. So if we grab the center position in this case, we'll record this as down here in 70, new soft POS. Go. And you could do it for beam and so on and so on and so on. You can also split these up. Remember, the soft palette must contain the things you want it to control. So if you wanted a soft palette for zoom and a soft palette for gobos and a soft palette for shutter, you absolutely could do that. You can break it up into as many as you want, but try to keep it simple, because remember, the more things you create, the more things you have to manage when you morph and clone or when you get on the show. So we have our new soft palettes, position and color. Now we can go one of 2 ways here. We can either start making playbacks with them, or we can go start with our execute screen. Since we're already here, I'm going to make the playbacks first. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to work primarily with the spots, the washes, and the beams for today's example. So I'm going to make a playback for each of those. I'm going to grab my spots. We're going to put them at full, and I'm going to pick soft 1 and soft position. So the only things I have in the programmer, I have my intensity at full, or should. Go. We have our soft position and our soft color in here. You see they're all palette references. And then we're going to record that to our playback here. So we'll call this spots. We'll go back, we'll clear out, we'll grab our washes. And again, we'll do at full. We'll grab our soft palettes, record that. Call that washes, wash. We'll grab our beams, at full, and we will record that there. There we go. So now to start out my show for busking, I have some handles with each of my fixtures here. Spots, beams, and washes. That way if I want to bump something, flash something, or control levels, that's all there. I believe Some of these already have some time on them. Take a look. Yeah, everything's got a 3-second fade, so that's fine. We'll leave everything at a 3-second fade. That works for me. I can control that with masters and rate masters and things like that, so I can always speed it up or slow it down. But for right now, that works. And once we have our playbacks, now we can go to the execute screen and start assembling things as well. So we'll go to the execute screen. I'm on page 6 because I have some other execute screens already built. But we can come in here, we can set a grid size. I'm going to simply do a 12 by 12. Nice comfortable size for most consoles. And we need to get some groups in here like we always do. So we're going to grab our 3 groups, spot, beam, wash. We'll copy those into here. We need some colors. So we'll grab our base 10 colors, copy those into here. And I'm not being picky about where I put them because I'm going to reorganize them. All we need to go to positions, and we need to put some positions here. Now I have quite a few positions in this show. For today's example, I'm just going to stick to the mid positions. Of course, we can always add more positions. We can make a second execute screen just 4 positions. But for today's example, that gives us 4 to play with. And then I need my soft palettes. So I'll come into color. And for right now, for this execute screen, I'm only going to take soft 1 because that's the only one we built anything with. And then we'll go to position and we'll grab our new soft position palette. And now we can start organizing things. So we could turn on drag move, or we could use the move button. We'll use drag move. So we'll put our spots there. We'll put our washes there. Put our beams there. Then we'll take our colors and we will copy those here. We'll move these ones here. And then we will copy them here. Then I'm actually going to move these all up a bump here for some little more space. We got to put our soft palette in here with these. So there's our soft one. We'll copy our soft one down. Copy our soft one down. And then we have to tell, excuse me, tell these that they're something special. So we're going to go over our soft palette. We're going to go to item type. We're going to say soft. Same here, item type is going to be soft. Down here, item type is going to be soft. And then we create our regions. So we have our group, all of our colors, and our soft color in there. And we will set our region. When we do that, everything lights up because now it's all active. And then I'm actually going to move these down 1 notch for something here in a minute. So there's all of our fixtures, all of our soft palettes. You see they already took that the lights are white because they are in our viz white. And then we're going to do a similar thing for our positions. So we'll copy spots, we'll copy wash, and we'll copy beam down here. We'll take our positions, line them up, and we might as well do this all in one shot. So we'll take our soft palette as well. And this is more just mix, rinse, repeat. Remember, a palette's a palette. What we can do with one, we can do with pretty much any of them. We need to tell our soft palettes they're something special. So we'll come in here, make that one soft. Here, make that one soft. And lastly, make that one soft. Then we'll come in and set our regions. So set that, and we will set that. There we go. Now from here, we could just go. We have our faders with our fixtures already in them. So for now, I think I'm just going to stick to the beams because they'll probably be the easiest to see. Maybe the spots. Yeah, we'll do the beam. But from here, I can say they need to turn red. And remember, there's a 3-second time on this cue, so any change is going to take 3 seconds. Likewise for position, if I go to mid fan out, it helps if I pick the right fixtures. There we go. They go to fan out. Go to X, they can go to X. And because this has a time on it, every time I choose a new one, we get a fade. My fan in's pretty ugly in this show, but that's all right. We'd have to fix that with some palettes. It looks there's a palette update. That's all right. So now I have control. I can go to any color I want. I can bring fixtures in. If I want to make these all different, I can make them. Those will be blue. Those will be cyan. will go here, those will go fan in. And you see that I can control my show and do whatever I need to do. Very simple, very easy, but we can do more with these regions and even more with the soft palettes. So the reason I made other color palettes or other color soft palettes was so that you could make a color picker save for effects. So if we go to a new execute screen and we set our grid size back to 12 by 12, like I said, that's a nice comfortable size for the big consoles and the little consoles. We're just going to come back to the previous execute page. We're going to grab all of our colors and copy them to the new page. We'll do the same thing. We'll copy that here. We'll do one more. We'll copy that here. And then instead of grabbing every group, we can grab our all group and put that in here, or we can grab multiple groups and put them in here. What I'm going to do that's nice and easy is I'm just going to make a new group. So we're going to go this guy, this guy, this guy. We'll grab all of those and we will simply record that. That's going to be our on stage movers. And we'll copy our on stage movers to here. And we'll again add these down. Copy that one here. Copy this here. Now, if we're lucky, these on-stage movers have a grid with them already. Doesn't really look like they do. Let's see if we can pull one. So let's go to our viz here. And we'll go to a top view. And we'll go group. Come in here, we will say view grid. Go to grid action. Get from viz. And then we will optimize grid. So in theory, yeah, that's pretty close to the stage. Looks pretty good to me. We can do silly stuff like make it pretty. So if we want to show our symbols, keep our aspect ratio. And there we go. There's our groups. So now we have a grid. That makes life a little bit easier. Hopefully, I think we have, or we have had some of our busking conversation about group-based things, group grids and things. So this is going to come in real handy. So from here, we need to add our soft palettes. So again, we'll grab these 4 guys, go to the execute screen, and we'll just drag move to easy. There, there, put there. Again, we got to tell them they're special. Soft palette, and soft palette. And then we will drag move that guy. Pick our regions. Go. And now we got to make our effect. So we can make a 1 color, a 2 color, 3 color. We have that ability. We could technically make a 4 color because we have our 4 colors for soft palettes. We'll do 3 though, just to show. So we'll take our fancy new group. We are going to go to effects. We're going to say add group effect, color. We'll add a 3 color. And instead of using real colors, we're going to use soft 2, soft 3, and soft 4. Sure, we'll include elements. Go back to our viz and get our real viz back. There it is. Probably turn our brightness down. Go. And we have our 3 soft colors. Now we're not really going to see what's going on, but let's go ahead. We know we can do center out. Let's turn our crossfade down to like 10%. That probably is pretty good. And we'll go to our execute screen and we'll store that as a 3 color. Now, the reason it's all white, the reason our effect doesn't work is because it's bound to our soft palettes, which are all white. But if I go red, white, and blue, and I click 3 color, you see that it's running. Now we have some edits to make to this effect. So we can go to view item. We can click on that. We can go view Q, view effects. One thing we want to change is, since we have our fancy grid, we can come in here and say grid horizontal. You know, that looks a little better. And maybe we want to do parts of 3. Yeah, that looks all right. We'll set up a little bit. You know? All right, enough playing with the effect. But you see that I can change it. If I want red, green, and blue, I can make that change. If I want cyan, yellow, magenta, I can make that change. Now, again, the whole point of this is soft palettes and regions and execute. So what can we do with this effect? Well, if we take this effect and we take our 3 groups, spot, beam, wash, and we arrange them down here. Now we're going to do this with 1, but of course we can put multiple effects in here and make them solo and do a lot more crazy stuff. We could be here all day talking about the crazy stuff we can do in the execute screen. But we're just going to take it here. We're going to copy him here. We're going to copy him here. And these are going to become regions. So we'll set a region there, set a region there, and set a region there. Now I'm going to go back here. I'm going to make all my lights UV so they're kind of dark. Everybody went dark. And now if I make my 3 color effect, let's go back to the red, white, and blue. Made an extra region there, so we clear that. That doesn't need to be there. Now if I hit this, you see that the effect is only running on my spots. If I click this, the effect is only going to run on my washes. If I click this, it's only going to run on my beams. So I can make one effect, whatever effect it is. We want to do, say, a position effect. We can do that as well. So if we grab this, we'll say add group effect. That's important, the group effect, if we've used the grid, because we want to be able to come in here and say we want our group spread to be grid horizontal or vertical. Center in for that one. Size it down to something a little more reasonable. And speed's okay. And now we'll record that effect as well here. Call it circle. And for this, we don't really even need separate regions. It helps for organization, but we could literally just put all these effects in one region for each type. And now, just like before, we'll turn our beams onto white. See them? And if I click this button, you see the beams are the only ones moving. If I click this button, now the spots will start moving. Make the washes yellow, make the spots cyan. Actually, let's make the washes blue. You see that we can stop any one set at any time. We can start the effect on any one set. So we have all of this flexibility, but very, very little programming time. So a little bit of time putting a couple groups together. In this case, I built one group and organized the grid based off of my viz. These days you get MBRs, you get things like that from Capture and such. So it's not too hard to build the viz most of the time. And even if it is, just lining them up in a row, it doesn't need to be dead accurate. All you're trying to do is get a relative layout of the rig. Simply by doing that, we can come in here, create a couple things, make a couple effects that are on the whole grid, whole rig. We don't have to worry about this truss, that truss, the other truss. No, it's going to use the grid. So I can make any effect I need to make. It's amazing. And then regions and soft palettes, I can do all sorts of cool stuff in no time. Here we've been hanging out for 15, 20 minutes, and I've already got a decent busking page. So that's the kind of stuff you can do. Use it creatively. Remember, you can filter things by that. In a recent update, you can actually put multiple groups in a region and shuffle those groups without having to make multiple regions. Myself, I like to break it up a little bit. But yeah, you can do all sorts of fun stuff in very, very little time, simply by making a couple regions and making a couple palettes. Hope you found this useful. As always, you can find us at www.camsyslighting.com. Be sure you check out the next couple sessions in the summer busking tips. They should be pretty cool. And as always, if you have any questions, feel free to put them down in the comments. I have a feeling you guys are going to have a lot of questions on this one. We usually do when we have soft palettes. We'll do our best to answer them as they roll in, and we'll check back every now and then. And yeah, everybody have a good summer, and enjoy the festivals and do some cool stuff.